Asara Shemos Nikra Simcha. 10 names, 10 languages does Simcha have. Sason, V'Simcha, Gila, Rina, Ditza, Tzahala, Aliza, Chedva, Tiferes, Alitza. Avos Reb Nassan. 10 different languages of joy? This is a different world than the one we're used to. Are you happy? Sure, or not really. In fact, the issue of happiness in Judaism is far more complex, far richer than we're used to. What type of happiness are you experiencing? The number 10 is, of course, profoundly relevant. 10 always relates to a complete set. As we find, Asar Ma'amara Shebem Nivra Olam, there are 10 emanations, 10 statements with which Hashem created the world, 10 Makot, the 10 plagues, a whole set of destruction which Hashem visited on the Mitzrayim. Obviously, Aseres HaDibros, the 10 Commandments, which is a whole set, a complete world, which the whole rest of the Torah is hinted at in. So, if we have 10 languages of joy, that means joy is also a whole world of itself. And we have to become, therefore, connoisseurs of happiness. Like a wine taster, gently shaking his cup of wine and rolling the Cabernet Sauvignon around his tongue. So too with the different flavors of happiness. We have to learn what they are and to know how to experience each one in its own place. I might know how to reach Rina, but I still haven't touched Sason. I am an expert at Gila, but know nothing about Ditza. So this is what we'll be dealing with in our mini-series. And I hope after 4 short sessions, we'll all be greatly illuminated and ready to be joyful at a whole different level than before these classes. We find ourselves in perhaps the most amazing and joyous time of the Jewish year. We have finished with the 3 weeks and the Shalosh de Pranusa, the 3 Haftorot, which speak about the Pranut, the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash and the Jewish people. We passed Tu B'Av, the 15th of Av, which signals a change in the way of din, of severity, to the way of Rachamim. Reb Dessler mentions that Anshe Maiset Tzadikim begin to say Ksivach Simatova from Tu B'Av, blessing their friends already for Rosh Hashanah. And we look forward now to Elul and the greatest days of the year, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, times of great, great joy. So therefore, this is a great time to expand ourselves in this way now. For today's session, we'll be dealing with the terms Simcha v'Tuv Levav, joy and good-heartedness. Where do these terms come into our consciousness from? First, a pasuk in Dvarim, in Parshas Kitzavo, in the Klalot, in the curses and the difficulties which befall the Jewish people, which befall Klal Yisrael. The pasuk tells us, Tachas asher lo avadas Hashem Elokecha b'simcha u'v'tuv levav, because you didn't worship Hashem with simcha and tuv levav, v'avadas oivecha. God forbid you go into the galut. We find the Rambam exhorts us on Yom Tov to be sameach v'tuv leiv. A person chayav adam liot sameach v'tuv levav shivas yemei achav v'shivas yemei pesach be'erech. One must be in happiness v'tuv levav then. And by the way, for anybody interested in being a Navi, being a prophet, the Rambam writes in Hilchot Yesodei HaTorah that the shar, the gate to Nevuah, is also through these 2 experiences, the experience of simcha and of tuv levav. We hear a lot about simcha b'mitzvahs, quoting this early pasuk that we mentioned, earlier pasuk in Dvarim, Tachas asher lo avadata es Hashem Elokecha b'simcha tuv levav. But we don't hear so much about what these 2 terms really mean. Specifically, what does tuv levav mean? And what's the difference between simcha and tuv levav? And if we want to fulfill all of these different places, we have to know what the terms mean. So our guide today will be Rav Kook, Rabbi Yitzchak HaKohen Kook, in his classic sefer Musar Avicha. This is my understanding of his holy words. There is a joy when things fit. In Hebrew we say when it's matim. In Yiddish we say when it's zugepasst. A comfortable joy, a sense of comfort. This is matim to me. This fits. This is nice. But there's a whole other type of feeling, an exhilarating sense when something happens which is way above One's expectations or normal hasagas, his normal level occurs. The first feeling, that matim feeling, that fitting feeling, that joy of comfort, that's tuv levav, good-heartedness. But simcha in this context is that sense of exhilaration, that joy of something way beyond me is happening. I like to illustrate this point with a mashal, with a parable. You and your neighbor decide together it's time for a new car. And you're thinking about your family, the size of your families, your social bracket, the money you have, and you say, you know what? We both decide together we're going to get a Honda Odysseys. And you say you maybe want a black one. She says she wants a silver one. Fine. You're going to go tomorrow, Wednesday, to the dealership, the Honda dealership. Go together. You sit out on your way at 12 o'clock, and she sets out her way at 12 o'clock. But she decides, you know what? I have to go into the mall for a moment, buy some notebooks for the kids. Great. While there, she sees the raffle for a new car. But it's not just a new car. It's a BMW. It's not just a BMW. It's a 7-seater BMW that almost drives by itself with leather seats, heated seats. It's something unbelievable. It's 7 times the price of a Honda Odyssey. And she says, you know what? Why not? It's only $10. And in fact, the raffle is closing in just another 5 minutes. And she wins. She drives out with her smacking new BMW 7-seater. Open roof. It's just something unbelievable. You drive by with your silver Odyssey. Let's compare the feelings you have. You're both joyful. Any person's happy with a brand new car. But your joy is the joy of something which fits. This fits my finances. It fits my family. That's a happy joy. That's a tuv levav. She is pinching herself. She doesn't know what to do. She never imagined she would own such a car, $1 million car, a BMW, drive so fast. She's exhilarated and excited by the joy she feels with something that happens to her, which is way beyond her musagim, way beyond her realm of possibility and thinking. Now, if the pasuk tells us that we have to have simcha, v'tuv levav in our avodat Hashem, in our worship of God, that means in our mitzvahs we have to find these two feelings. My tefillin fit me. I know the halachas. I know to put them on. I understand what they're about, sending a message to my heart and to my mind. That's tuv levav. But together with that, you have to remember tefillin is so much more. There's so many kavanot. There are ideas here which are way beyond my understanding. Something I'll never fully grasp. Any mitzvah. So I find the tuv levav feeling. This fits me. This is matim to me. Mitzvahs, of course, fit the Jewish people. I'm a frum person. I like this. It feels good. It feels right. But together with that, I keep the excitement that there's something happening which is way beyond my concept. If this is true with every mitzvah, all the more so when it comes to Talmud Torah, shehu keneged kulam. On the one hand, we get a derech halimud, we get an understanding, we grasp a sugya, we understand something, we hear a shir for women or for men, and that's something which is understandable to us. But at the same time, we have to understand every single sugya in Shas, and every little pasuk in Chumash, and even a pasuk in Tehillim, and any chazal is something way beyond us. The Out of Kelm writes that a person could spend his whole life, listen to this, working on one chazal, one word, one statement of chazal, a person could delve at and look at different ways, etc. So it's something which is way beyond. So on the one hand, tuv levav, it fits me. Mitzvahs fit me. I like this. On the other hand, I keep the excitement and the freshness that something so beyond me is happening. And this is not just true with mitzvot and Torah, Talmud Torah. It's in life. We breathe. It's good. We're alive. We're happy to be alive. I feel comfortable. But on the other hand, we're alive. We should have tuv levav in life, but we should also have simcha in life. It's amazing, what a gift. Here I am. And in marriage. We should all have the experience of our partner. Thank God we have someone like this that obviously fits us. There was our basher, min hashamayim, and we find so much in common. But together with that is an excitement of being with someone so much, so beyond, so amazing, so special. I hope we start to see, with the example of Simcha Tuv Levav, what we started with, that we have to be a connoisseur in the languages of joy. We have to be a connoisseur in our experiences of Simcha. We want to find in our lives Simcha, but we also want to experience the Tuv Levav. These first two Lashonot, two languages of Simcha, Simcha Tuv Levav. And next week, Bezrat Hashem, we'll be examining and analyzing two of the languages which appear most in our literature, which is Simcha and Sason. Thank you very much.